Okay, hello, Michael here, obviously. So we're here together because there's a lot of stuff to cover, and we're unable to have that amount of time. So if you're here, I would suggest sit back, relax, and let's go through the balance of the materials because you've learned the six modules, right? You've networked, you've chatted with people, but now it's about implementation. How big can this be? What's possible for you? To be your best potential self. So what I'm going to be doing is switching back and forth between screens. It's reasonably organized, meaning that, here is all of the slides we're going to be covering. But at the same time, the challenge is that, we're going to be going between large and small. So we're going to start off here. You'll see the basic flow. We pick one and then we make it large. So this is where we're starting. Whoops. And let's just take a moment. So we're coming back to personal development, right? This is where it all started at the beginning. We're basically saying, some of my favorite quotes are, from Yoda. He says, there is no try, there's only do, right? You can't try to do something, you're doing it. Whether you do it bad or you do it good, you're doing it. And Nike said, of course, just do it. Now, I'm not going to read all of these, but Art Mortel, Tony, I've known Art. I've worked with Tony Robbins, helped relocate his company. Tom Hopkins, a national sales manager as well. Some great, powerful words. I'm talking about choices that you make becomes the I am you are. And then how all of that fits into kind of from all the different modules. So that's really my focus. And there's some other great, famous people as well. And you probably have your own. So I'm going to present 7 ways to help your NPO. I'm just going to read this one time. What else can you do, Michael, for our nonprofit for free, 0 cost, that I can use to give my management team, give to my volunteers, my donors, and my members, our 4 pillars, right? And who we serve daily to grow our sustainability. So we're going to cover 7 ways. So sit back, relax, let's whip through it. It's going to be pretty detailed. So obviously, the first thing is we talked about on January 13th from, let's say, 12:30 to 2, an hour and a half, we're going to have our case study review session. So we've got 30, 40 nonprofits here. Could be one person, could be many people in your nonprofit. It doesn't matter who can be the winner. It matters who's going to make a case study that's going to be convincing that it was the best one. Well, what's in the best, Michael? Well, obviously, it's got the 6 modules, right? It's got, hey, here's where we were, here's where we are today, and maybe we even did some of it from, I took some of these modules, I brought them home. I worked on my mission statement at the business, but I also have a mission statement with my family. We have all those modules. You're going to learn more about the family aspect. But from a business perspective, first place is 500, second 250, third's 100. So everyone's going to get a chance to send in their case studies before there's a cutoff date of the 7th. These are 3 minutes long. So you just give a presentation, 3 minutes, whatever you're thinking. You're going to be able to use these case studies, use our growth co-pilot that's AI. So it's really going to help you make it really good. And then the object here is that we'll take all those, we'll have a judging panel, we'll get it down to 4. Those 4 people then present them for 6 minutes long. So it'll be about 30 minutes between 4 people. And that way we can listen and learn from you, the people who, did the case studies, right? So that's very valuable. So now I just want to show you an idea of a case study. So I have to switch screens and pop over to here. And there's a case study. So I'll be switching between the screens. I'm just letting you know. Okay, so to win, here's some ideas. So you start off with your case study, right? Here's the background of who we are. Here is, we're a nonprofit. Here's our people. And we decided that the impact, we worked on our mission statement. We worked on our goals, our prioritized plans of actions, et cetera. Some people might even want to put in, as I mentioned, maybe some testimonials from family, some testimonials from, could be different people in the nonprofit. Hey, here's some of our donors, what they said about this. Et cetera. So it just gives you an idea that you could utilize in order to, position yourself as a winner at that upcoming event on the 13th. And then after that, we'll be having a family training that's live, and I'll share more about that with you later. Whoops. So now we go to the next one. So number 2 way we can help you. Okay, so if you said, Michael, we came here to learn the most methods of raising funds possible. We know we can do a bake sale. We know we can do a raffle of this or that, whatever. What do you have that's completely unique and different? I have one for you. Okay. So I'm going to show you what we're given to the University of Alabama when I visited them and other universities. And I'm also going to discuss the Copilot and give you an example of how you can use it. So that's going to be our next screens as I go back and forth. So first of all is University of Alabama. This is a massive university. Fantastic. So we have a nonprofit, we have the world record breaking app. And what you can do is we talk about empowering students and leaders, advancing the university's mission to elevate their athletic programs, increase donations, accelerate the legacy building through strategic 4-phase engagement and record breaking innovation. Now, here's Michael. We're saving the turtles, or we're helping the dogs, or we're helping this, or we're feeding kids. How does this have anything to do with that? I don't want to waste my time. I don't blame you. So I'm going to whip through this in a way that's advantageous to you, but if you like it, you can learn more. We've already delivered this and given it to a lot of the key executives at this massive university. So if you want to watch it, you would scan here. I'm going to give a 30-minute presentation. I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to do it in 1 minute. So all I'm going to say is that we have the ability to cover all of these ways. So we basically have an app, right? It lets you take a selfie on a cell phone, like these guys are doing. So if they were at a basketball thing, they said, how many people were at the game today and did the wave, right? They might have 10,000 people. Well, they gather those 10,000 people all in selfie, and now they have all those people and all that data, and they can communicate with them. They also, their nonprofit came up on minute number 1 and minute 3. So all of these people had the chance to donate $1, $10, $100. So now the home office, the students can be raising money, talking to the alumni, their parents. It involves everybody. And it's a fantastic way to bring people together on their cell phones to break world records. And then they go to the local pizza store owner and say, hey, we've got a big game. Why don't you tell all your pizza customers? And now they'll be linked to you. So now you could have a pizza store or any fast food store or any business of any kind tell their customers, and now all those people are in your network, and you're able to communicate with them and maybe raise donations from them. Michael, it's a huge college, though. How am I similar and different? Well, it's the same concept. You're getting people to register on the app, and they are downloading, and they're taking pictures, and they're raising funds, and they're communicating, and you're breaking world records. And that's what it's all about. I don't want to spend more time on this because it's massive. It is the most comprehensive presentation we have because it's millions of dollars that can be raised this way. I think you'd find it fascinating and innovative. It certainly is better than watching the news. So enjoy it. All right, we're out of that one. Now we go back to our other screen and we pick our next topic, which is here. Okay, so we've done Alabama. Oh, okay, so the this is the nonprofit AI system. So let me just share with you how this works. So if you were to go in and you say, well, Michael, we want to do a case study on how we implemented all of our, the way that we improved. So we're leaving the seminar. We said, hey, we just went to the seminar. What are the 10 things that we could learn about in helping our nonprofit in Puerto Rico? So because the AI system has all the modules, it has all this training, it has every marketing piece we do, it knows everything. So it can then pick all this stuff up and package it for you super fast and efficient. So this is your best way to do it. You've got you scan it at that QR code I just showed you on the bottom of that picture, and that's also the URL, right? So you can anchor the message helping people. You could launch a world record breaking campaign like we just talked about. You could build strategic municipal partnerships with mayors and groups, kind of like PR group is doing, right? Kindness networks. There's an event on the 11th like we talked about. See how it's picking that up and giving that as a choice? So as more people use this, it'll start using all of that and you're all benefiting from each other. Working as a team. Activate business and local championships. Great. We talked about fast food chains, right? Influencer groups. You could be presenting to all kinds of groups in order to get your nonprofit out. So anyway, I just asked for 10 quick ideas and it did that. And then maybe a checklist. Here's what you do week 1, 2, 3, 4, month 1. And then, I said, yeah, give me a playbook. So it starts outlining the playbook one step at a time. So you can see how advantageous this could be so that you can move faster and more efficient, right? That's what this is all about. So I hope you find that helpful and you use it. Okay. So that talks about the chat AI bot right there. Whoops. That was Spanish. Okay. All right. So like we said, right here at the bottom is the chat. It's called the growth accelerator, right? So you can scan that there, and that's where you have access to it. So that way you can write up all of the stuff you possibly need. So next is said, well, why don't we take an example? So TMO is what we pronounce it, PR. So I'm going to show you a plan that we developed, just a brainstorm that could be done, because they're an example of a case study, and then a quick video that we made. Again, we use all of this was using our AI system, so you could be doing that as well. And here is an example of the AI popping out in seconds saying, okay, so the purpose of TMO PR and your nonprofit and your business and using our platform. They, as you know, have on November 11th, they're doing a world record breaking campaign specifically having to do with uniting people, specifically with random acts of kindness or paying it forward. So I'm not going to read every bit of this. You can read it yourself. It's in the scan thing, but just going to show you how the app could be helpful, how you could get nonprofits all to bring in. See, the thing is, when you say, hey, I want to break a world record, well, you got to get Guinness involved. You got to measure everything. With ours, we have the patent pending on the app itself. Even Guinness doesn't have it. So basically say, hey, all you people, we've created an event. We're going to invite our 500 our few hundred members and say, tell all your social media people we're going to all pick up a piece of trash or do some random act of kindness or some pay it forward of any kind. 500 tell 500 tell 500. Why are they doing it? Because it's fun. But your nonprofit in your group could be raising funds. Also, they could be raising funds for their own groups. So it's a great way to raise funds, to unite people, and then everyone's in your database so you can communicate to them ongoing. You can't do that on Facebook because they charge you money. Everything we do is free on paying. So we have email templates that could be sent out as well. We have social media profiles, what you post on your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your Twitter. Look at all this stuff. It just lays it out beautifully. A bonus program. So you're going to learn later how I'm running a contest for $190,000. How could you tie into that so you can financially benefit from those contests, as can your members and others. So anyway, call to action, etc. Okay. So here is an example of a quick script that we that our video our thing popped out, and then we popped it
Team
into
OPR, Random Acts of Kindness Across Puerto Rico. Step 1, open the I Choose I Am app. Step 2, tap Become a Participant. It only takes about 2 minutes. Step 3, create your profile, name, age, location, and boom, you've got your member ID. Step 4, create your event. Call it Team OPR, Random Acts of Kindness. Choose Pay It Forward, link it to Integra Foundation, and make it ongoing. Step 5, do something kind. Snap a pic or record a short video and post it right from the app. Step 6, you're verified. Here's your digital trophy, complete with your name and organization. Now share it with 500 friends and invite them to do the same. Scan the code to join Team OPR now. 2 minutes, one kind act. A ripple across Puerto Rico.
So there you have it. That gives you an example of how you could utilize, the AI system to build out a plan of action, and then to build out a video that overviews everything. So, for example, Coach William is here in Palmas, and he's starting a brand new one, nonprofit. It has to do with helping kids that are under that don't have the financial means to buy tennis rackets and gear and get tennis lessons and pickleball, and how perhaps Palmas they could throw a nonprofit event here and have those kids come in, and donors would be involved, and the kids get this benefit of maybe improving their life through sports that they never would have had the opportunity for. Isn't that touching? So if you wanted to reach out to him, here's an example. I just want to show you a quick little video, for example, we made.
Every child deserves the chance to play, grow, and thrive through sports. On October 22nd, Puerto Rico loves kids, and I choose I Am. Unite to change lives. Grab your pizza, hold your soda, and snap that tennis selfie every post helps a child play. Together, we're serving it forward, building joy, teamwork, and opportunity. Join the $190,000 Global Challenge and make Puerto Rico proud. Download I Choose, I Am. Serve it forward. Change a life.
Serve it forward. I like that. So again, if you choose to use our contest, like it outlined in there, there's $190,000 of contest I'm going to share with you. It has to do with sports. You'd obviously pick a big tennis sport, and then people have a pizza and a drink, and they get those logos in with the thing in the background, and that qualifies you. Now you get verified, and that's how you can be participating in that. But you don't have to. You could run your own, world record breaking event, or track your own people, or just have a nonprofit. We're just giving you some ideas and examples. That's the purpose of all this. So if you said, well, how does a nonprofit really kind of use this whole thing? Here's just a general video just so you can see it.
What if raising funds for your nonprofit was fun, free, and record-breaking?
¿Y si recaudar fondos para tu organización fuera divertido, gratuito y rompiera récords?
With I Choose, I Am. World record-breaking events. Your members unite under your nonprofit to break a world record anytime, anywhere.
Con I Choose, I Am, los miembros de tu organización se unen para romper un récord mundial en cualquier momento y lugar.
You simply choose a topic, sing, dance, share kindness, plant trees, and your members post a photo or video during your chosen time frame. Each person invites friends to join and post.
We're breaking a world record for our favorite cause.
What's unique? At minute 1 and minute 3 of your WRBE, your logo appears with a button to donate directly to your NPO. Every participant gets a digital trophy. Your nonprofit gains verified supporters, and every member is linked to you forever. Join the movement. Únete al movimiento. Break a world record. Rompe un récord mundial. Build your mission. Fortalece tu misión.
There you have it. AI, it's really fantastic, all the things you can do. So let's now go back to our manual and click through a few of those pages so we can kind of catch up. So here we are. Okay, so we talked about Ti Amo PR, right, with those two. And we talked about PR Loves Kids, Coach William, the tennis examples. And so next we're going to do is we're going to start switching now to family trainings. What do you mean? How's this with nonprofits? Okay, well, everyone serves members. And, whether you're rich, poor, or somewhere in between, life is not perfect. It's not easy. To be an extraordinary parent in today's times are more challenging than ever. So there's a book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective Families by Stephen Covey. And I implemented that when my kids were, 5 years old. They were talking over 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Who's counting? So anyway, these are the modules. They look similar. I choose happiness, kind of like our personal development, right? I family mission statement, similar to our, NPO mission statement. Balanced wheel of life instead of the 4 pillars. SMART goals, that's exactly the same. Prioritized plans of action, that's exactly the same. Family meetings and team meetings, pretty close. So what this does is outlines all this. So I'm just going to take you through a little bit of the I'm going to show you the modules and then just show you a cartoon, and then I'm going to pop over here. We're also going to talk about live trainings that we're doing for the family and a children's book that is kind of pulls the whole vision together. So as we do that, then it's going to move into the extra credit as well. So let me now pop over to there and do that. Probably right here. Okay, so this is, you come to I Choose I Am, right? About Us, world record breaking. You can see all the different world record breakings. There's ones going every month. They have a few $100 contest to $1,000 each. These are the big ones at 190,000. There's some here at about 5,000. So I'm sponsoring all of this because it's a great way to, help people get involved. So with that said, you scroll down here. And I give an overview here of the 13 of the 6 modules, and it's challenging, right? So, and here I talk to the parents about the parenting modules. But if you said, what are these modules, Michael? How can they benefit my family? How can they benefit my members and maybe my donors want this. Maybe my volunteers want this. Maybe my executive team wants this, because they want to have a family where, look, it's in English and Spanish, right? And we use penguins because everyone loves penguins. March of Penguins, Happy Feet 1 and 2. It's like over $1 billion in penguin movies. So you also have parent training in English and in Spanish. And then there's games that go with each of these. And by the way, where all this come from? I did this. I just did it the hard way, and I paid to develop it and lay it out here all for free. So everything I'm doing is for free. It's part of the legacy, right? So hopefully you'll pass it on. So here's mission statements, right? And here is the Wheel of Life. Here is goal setting. Here is plans of action. Here is family meetings. And again, and then there's this seven module I'm going to talk about in a second. But if I was just to click on one of these just to make it simple, let's just take one like the Wheel of Life, because it's one of the most important parts. And the reason it's important is that people can understand what a goal is, but you have to get before the goal. You have to have try to understand the different areas, right? So you have family. What parts are family? You have health, right? Health is what I eat, what I exercise my body, health of mind, right? I have materialistic abundance and I have non-materialistic abundance, right? It's not just money, stocks, savings, and such. It's non-materialistic, also my personality, my hobbies, my friends I keep. And then it's just being thankful. And then each of these is linked with a crest, kind of like we're talking about to some extent. So there's a lot of teaching in here, and this is for the kids to keep it fun and simple and easy to do. Talks about nonprofits and things. But when they go from the family missions, sort of the Wheel of Life, then you move it right into their goals. So you can say, okay, well, look, here's where I was at in each of my different areas. Here's where I want to be. And when you take that, that's the difference, called structural tension. So let's say, gee, my health, I'm currently on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm at a 2. I want to be at a 6. Well, you've got some work to do, right? You've got 4 steps to get up. What is going to be that? And you start having a goal. So, well, I'm going to do this much walking, this many pull-ups or sit-ups or whatever. And so it starts to outline that. So you go from your Wheel of Life, same thing we did with our 4 pillars, right? We charted it and we said, now we want to get to goal setting. So that's then these are the fun games that go with it, et cetera. Then, you're starting to collect all your trophies. I just wanted to show you one module, just so you'd have a kind of a feeling for it. Okay, so the next is we're having AI, we're having cartoons made. So that way, if your kids are young, heck, I'm young, I like watching the cartoons. So I'll just play a little bit so you can see an example of how we bring these things to life. And it's kind of fun because, you're taking a book, or in this case, a module, and showing,
Welcome to Module 2, Family Mission Statement. This module will teach you how to waddle into your mission and learn what a family mission statement is. Create your very own family mission statement. Find your penguin emblem and show off your FMS. Turn it into a penguin family crest. Make sure your penguin goals and dreams match your mission. And finally, have some FMS fun with games.
I'm just going to pop through a little bit so you can get a chance to see some of the images. Right. But it's kind of cute, the fact that we got penguins and all comes to life. Who can think about having whoops. Oh, that's nice. All right. Well, we'll keep moving. All right. So this is the book. It's a children's adventure book. Not really. It's 150 pages, and half is pictures. It tells the story of a family who is at the Statue of Liberty because they're celebrating the fact that they just completed all their modules. And they decide to set a goal, and that's to have 1 million people on New Year's Eve sing the song "We Are the World" in New York City and around the world. And they start breaking their goal down because the parents are going to work with the kids to do it. And I'm sharing this with you for a few minutes because there's a bigger story here. This is your family, any family. This is your members' family, your volunteers, your donors' family, your family, as you set goals together. And the goals could be whatever. In this case, we're talking about breaking a world record because it happens to be my favorite thing on New Year's Eve with the great song called "We Are the World." We want to have people sing. Well, it's a big project, right? And sometimes, guess what happens? You're going to have fear, embarrassment, bad situations are going to occur. Friends are going to call you names, but you got to figure out how to get up. You got to figure out how to, succeed. So they go talk to the soccer. The moms go out, the dads go to the golf, etc. But what happens is People reject you. They laugh at you. And that makes you feel sad. Unfortunately, in life, all I've found is that there's a lot of pain involved. People will say all kinds of bad things, and you have to get over that. So we teach this through the book because, again, you've got voices in your head, right? You've got advice coming from people. So, you keep going and you keep talking to different kinds of people. The parents are out there. They're trying. The kids are trying. They're trying. And I'm just going to whip through this quick because at the end, what starts to happen is that they eventually begin to get success. And now they're going to begin having their big New Year's Eve. They're still nervous. They're failing, getting down, but getting back up. Anyway, what happens is that the event happens. It's New Year's Eve, and Statue of Liberty says, hey, I want to give you a magic carpet so you can fly around the world and go see all the different cities of everybody singing your song as you hit your goal of 1 million people. So they fly off on the magic carpet, and they start going to London, Big Ben, and they go to the Eiffel Tower, and they're seeing all the people, and everyone's using the app because they have to in order to verify and be part of it. And people are breaking world records. There's $190,000 of cash contest. I'm looking forward to paying to whoever hits certain numbers. And, anyway, it's a wonderful story of hope. It's failure. It's getting up. It's succeeding. And it might be the only actual way I can think to unify people around the world where they come together on New Year's Eve, because that's the only one time that people said, here's my past, here's my future. I really want to have goals. And what is the whole module is about? It's about goal setting and goal achieving. So, we're hopeful that that this can actually happen someday. And you might actually be the person who introduces influencers, radios, and television, and the whole thing actually happens. So with that said, we'll hope that for the biggest picture, which is all these people come together around the world, singing the song at 7:00 and every time zone, even in space, why not? So it's a lot of fun, and this can be yours. This legacy can all be you. I can see the day when We Are the World is a song that plays in school plays, and all the audience is involved, and everyone's breaking a world record, and they're uniting. So there's just so many different choices. There's nothing, that's limiting here. Everything is possible. So with that said, I hope that you'll take the passion, sing with, Lady Liberty, and let's be the best we can, because ultimately everybody wants freedom. Everybody wants to come together as one. And if we do that, oh my gosh, we could all be water drops. And this is really the big picture, right? Today, in the manual, you saw it says a water drop rippling your global impact outwards. Well, my hope is that every country, all the people, every New Year's Eve, and then record breaking becomes like Facebook. It's just people do it, but it's more fun. It's more positive. It's got case studies to it. And everybody begins a water drop, and everybody has their own magic carpet at the end of the thing. So everyone's flying around the world. Everyone's being their best potential self. And that's what this whole thing is about. So it starts with parents. It starts with kids. It starts with our own mind. That's how I went through the personal development today. And, you can do this. You can be it. And so I'm excited for you. If you said, well, gee, Michael, what else is really happening? So we have what's called extraordinary. So here is, if you said, well, I need to fill my mind with positive thoughts and people. Well, here is a bunch of influencers of all different types around the world, of all different kinds. It could be old people, it could be dead people, Henry Ford, Wright brothers, etc. And what we've done is we've gone through and said, here's the 6 modules. Do you say something about positive, whether it be plans of action, goal setting, happiness, something that fits? So if you were to read a little bit of this or have your kids read it or whatever, then you'll find some of the best quotes of people, most famous people, and that's what it's all about. So it's just a short 359 pages. I didn't have a lot to do, apparently. So I just wanted to make this available so that way everything could be at your fingertips for the most famous people, the most all written out, all thought through. So you could fill your mind with positive thoughts, right? You can either talk about things, you can talk about people, you can concepts and ideas. This would be heavy on the concepts and ideas. So that's my hope that you'll take some time on that. That's called Module 7. Now, if you said, well, Michael, let's talk about this, what we've really learned today. So you see our banner, right? I choose, I am. Strong words, right? I choose, I am. We talked about the family modules, right? So you scan that, that'll take you to the 6 modules. The 7th one is the extra credit I just talked about. We talked about live family training. Probably after the event on January 13th, we'll have an event I don't know, within a week or two after, for families. And the object is to have as many of those nonprofit members, bring their volunteers, bring their donors, and new people all over the island. And because I'm going to pay for the speaker, the education, all the marketing material, the event, this speaker, someone's going to be in Spanish, and then, of course, I make a donation for every person that attends over age 12, just because running kids could be a little distracting. But 12 plus, they're probably pretty focused. And it'll probably be 10 till 2 or 3 o'clock kind of thing. Or it might be a shorter version. But I'll make a donation to every attendee who comes, and then that'll go to their nonprofits. So we want to fund nonprofits. So and then we have our leadership nonprofit event, and we have Breaking the World Records, and you know a lot about that. You say, Mike, what's this $190,000 thing? What's going on with that? All right. Well, so first of all, you could scan it right there, right? Or we'll just, oh, I know, hold on. I want to come back to the 190 thing in a moment. We also, so we have a nonprofit AI, system, right, called Growth and NPO Growth Copilot. Well, this is our family compass. So if you were to say, geez, we just looked at the 6 modules. We just talked about extraordinary, parenting and such. We have a children's version. We have parent version. Michael, I don't have the freaking time to go over all this. Make it faster and easier for me for free. No problem. We have one called Family Compass. And so what I did is I typed in a question and said simply, how can I, it's covered here. How can I have my spouse and I be happier? My 3 kids all united as young teens, because young teens are probably the hardest age, because they're coming out of their own as they're supposed to be. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to be, becoming young adults, right? So be their best potential selves and give a detailed plan of action, all based on the 6 modules. Wouldn't it be nice to get that answer like that? Well, there you have it. Because this, again, it has all the information in it. So you just ask it. And it says, so here's your 3 steps. Ignite joy and emotional strength, and happy mindset. Oh, does this sound familiar? Module 2, how to work your family mission statement. Module 3, balanced life, right? Module 4 does it. So, and it goes through each of the parts, how we measure this. Then it says, you want a 6-week? Yes, I want a 6-week. Here's week 1, focus on that. Here's week 2, here's week 3. Everything laid out for you, happens in seconds. Your kids could type in, I don't like my brother. I don't like my sister. How do I overcome this? How do I talk to my relative? My friend isn't this. Imagine the possibilities of how this could bring in all of this intelligence and make it reusable on your little situations wherever they are in life. That's what's possible here. Never before. Fantastic. Everything done for free. Okay. So now let's pop over to this. There's 2 contests. One has to do with sports, pizza, and beverages. And all you have to do is you have to download the flyer here, and then you can watch a video. I'm just going to give you an overview. You can do that yourself. Michael, what do you mean sports and such? So let's say you're a nonprofit. And do you make any fundraising on New Year's, on Super Bowl? No. How about with the basketball Final Four? No. Do you make it on, World Series? No. Cricket? No. Soccer? No. Tennis? No. Now all of a sudden, you could take any of those sports, put them in the background on the TV, and tell people, order your pizza, order your beverage, could be non-alcoholic, alcoholic, whatever. So you take a picture of, look at it. There's the TV in the background. There's people taking a picture. It should show a logo of the pizza, and they've got their beverages. So that way, someday I can show this to advertisers and say, hey, this would be a good idea for you to be sponsored. And someone else would pay for this other than me. But the point is, all these people get linked to you. There's cash prizes. So if this was 20 people, let's say there's 20 people verified, you had 10 families like that, that'd be 200. So you'd have 200 people verified, you get a $100 prize. 500 verified, $500. $1,000. All the way up to 10 million is $100,000. Michael, we can't do 10 million. Well, you can, but if you had 3 or 4 influencers and they had 1 million, and those 1 million got 5 people, that'd be 5 million. You only need a few of those. So television stations, radio, they can all sign up under you. So everything is tracked by member number. So people tell people. That's how it works. So this one is for, it could be great for fundraising and fun. And it's everyone loves sports, and they're generally having kind of fun pizza parties. Now, if you said, well, Michael, let's get into it more deeply. So here's my favorite one. He said, Michael, what do you really want? I want to help improve the world. I think that the only way it's going to happen is by people either working on their own personal development to become their best potential self, like we're talking about here, or parents helping train their kids better on using successful principles like the 7 habits. And that's what the whole family training is all about. We said, well, what's with this song, We Are the World? Well, it's the only song that's quadruple platinum, raised $60 million for charity back in the 80s. That's like more than double today. So, and it's all these people came together for free to make the world a better place for you and me, like the song says. So I'd like to have seen that happen on New Year's Eve, because New Year's Eve is the only day when everyone's setting goals, and goal setting is really what it's all about. I think if we had the whole world setting their own goals and personal development, we'd be a happier world. So another $190,000. I'm showing you this contest. I clicked on the download, right? So it says 100% of the people have to be singing on the video, maybe 5-10 seconds. It's on this date at this time. We'd like you to donate $1 to Dollar Donation Club or whoever you want. And, so that's what the rules are. Same prizes from $100 up to $100,000. Okay. You sign up, you get you do your 10 seconds of song, whatever. So if you don't sing off key, it doesn't matter. You're joining. What nonprofit doesn't want to unite people in a positive way, right? I mean, we are the world. We are the children, making the world a better place for you and me. Aren't these really the principles of nonprofits? That's why I think you could use this song, sing this song any day. I have this, you don't have to wait till New Year's. There's a contest for $5,000 where you can start today singing this song, and they could tell people. And if you did that, like this winning says, you start it now, you might get the $5,000 now over 1 year, and that prepares you to win the $190,000. So you've got the winning tip right there. Right. And then we have interviews with people with subject matters. Everyone's going to get a digital trophy every time, and they get a digital certificate every time from whoever is the sponsor of the event. So you can set your own ones, but I just want you to know that all this is here. Use my money to grow your nonprofit. Right? That's what this is about. So you've got 2 big contests, and then you've got a lot of small ones, as I mentioned before. So that kind of starts to summarizing. I just had this little quick video that kind of talks about nonprofits and such. Oops. Oh, that's right. Sorry. we already saw that one. Okay. Let me just pop back to this. And I think we're getting through all of this. So. All right, so we talked about the Module 7, 360 pages of all the top business people, personal development speakers, politicians, whatever, brands, basically everything showing that, hey, if these are great ways to learn the modules and internalize them. It's good, positive for the mind, right? We talked about the family compass. There's you just scan that, you ask any question. Have your kids scan it and ask questions. Imagine your kids. My kids literally didn't fight with each other. I mean, my neighbors and other friends noticed it. They used to say things like, we have to work out a win-win solution. They're 10 years old saying these words. They walk up, have I told you I love you today? Because we did this stuff and trained them and such. And I was raised divorced. It was really challenging. So everything is possible here. Okay, what else can you do? So we talked about how you can use our systems to break world records. That's what number 6 is about, right? And then we already covered this, which is how to utilize all of our different parts to your benefit. This is a beautiful page. So number 7, what I'm basically saying is, look, everything I've done, I paid for a package, it's all here. So if you said, Michael, after listening to you, chatty, I like some of this. And I could see myself sharing this nonprofit seminar with other nonprofits on the island and around the world. And I'd like you to give it to me for free. Great, take it. Share it with others. Michael, I really like this family mission statement idea and family goals and helping my kids and other people's kids. And it's all laid out in English and Spanish. Wow, I'd like to be able to give that away. Great, it's all here. I'd like to be able to help people set their goals, no matter what age they are. I'd like to have them go do We Are the World for $5,000 and start today singing. Great. Download, it's right there. I want to work with your business development team so they'll help me and do stuff. Great. There's our numbers right there. I want to download the apps. There it is right there. I want to do the $190,000 thing. Great. It's right here. Everything laid out here. This is all set for you to take and go forth and do good things. So you can be, like this thing says, the ripple, right? Ripple out your social good. So that's what this document is for, is so that you can do that. I come back to Martin Luther. I was in the Atlanta museum. I mean, it was a crying experience, right? And he says, life's, basically life's persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? How are you helping people? My mission is to help people, to help people. That's what we're doing here. So, we're trying to help nonprofit leaders empower their families, their children training. We're trying to help them do fun world record breaking events through global celebrations. New Year's Eve hasn't been my passion, but there's a lot of them. We're all trying to become this water drop where we can ripple out globally. We want to show the children's adventure book, not because it's easy, but because it shows the hard work it takes to set a family goal, to get the family through the modules, and then to set a family goal and work on that goal together through your team meetings. This is what unifies families. This is how our world can improve, not just hoping that, something's going to happen with the government or the healthcare system or this or television or whatever. It's like it has to happen in your own mind and the people who you care about and love. Just my opinion. And so I've given you the materials for that. So we come back to this whole one thing, is that everybody could become their best potential self. That's the big picture. One big ripple. Everyone becomes a water drop. That's why the 180 pages in the children's book is all about it. And we want you to take it. We want you to take that thing. That children's book will read itself in English and Spanish. Parents don't even have to be home. So it's all fantastic. It's all free, and it's all at your fingertips. Everything I do, you can take and give it to others. And my hope is that you'll share it, and this will grow all around the world. And someday, actually, there will be a world record. People will be singing "We Are the World" on New Year's Eve. They'll be singing throughout the year on that contest. They'll be singing every song you want, any anthem you want. Could be your own songs. Could be your own nonprofit. Could be whatever it is. Everything is possible, and it's all free. So with that said, we want to thank you so much for coming. Please go to the fill out the survey so we have our feedback. I'm privileged to be working with you and all that this has become and all that's possible. Just imagine if you were to take this, what could your legacy be, right? If you took this out, you said, geez, I woke up the next day and said, I know families that I care about. I've got relatives. I know some needy people. I want to have, some people come to the upcoming family training, the nonprofit training. This is, everything is up to you. It's literally, I choose, I am. Whatever choice you make is the I am of the future. And I can assure you, the more mountains you climb and say, oh, I got to the top of that goal. Now all of a sudden you can see something even bigger. So it becomes your best potential self. I'm privileged to be able to deliver this. It's been my lifetime legacy to get here, to help people, to help other people. I hope that you'll become the water drop. I hope you'll make really good choices and teach other people to do it. I hope that you'll use the modules for their own mind, no matter what age they are, young, medium, or old, or super old. Everybody, our minds are the same. We're happiest when we're achieving, when we're giving to people, we're helping. So these are my thoughts for you. Thank you so much. And I'll wish you the best in your journey, because it is a lifelong journey. Cheers.